Welcome to the ACE Festival. My name is Mimi Brown, and today we are speaking to Zoe Brogdon, better known as Zozo Noel. She's a champion equestrian born and raised in Los Angeles, California. She's the happiest when she's riding and jumping over fences. The vibrant 17-year-old is taking on the world one jump at a time, all while inspiring other youth to get into the sport. And Zoe, she joins me now. Zoe, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I am so excited to talk to you. I've been following your career and I am just at all of what you've been able to accomplish. So I wanted to just kind of start with, all that you are taking on. You're an honor roll student, you're a champion equestrian, but take me back to the beginning. Let's go back to the moment you decided that this was your sport.
Totally. Oh my gosh, that was, it seems like a blue moon ago. It actually started all at summer camp out of all places. My mom needed something for me to do at the end of the summer, and school hadn't yet started, and there was kind of like nothing for me to do. So there was a place near her job near the Los Angeles Equestrian Center called Silver Spurs. And she was like,
Yeah.
sure, might as well put her into something that's close by. She might like it. She loves animals. This would be a good fit for her. So she puts me into the summer camp, and instantly I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. This is really fun. I really enjoyed this. And the instructor actually came up to my mom later on and was like, this is her thing. This is her sport. So now my mom's burdened with the question, how the heck am I going to keep this up? How is she going to do this? And little by little, she researches a little bit, finds the Compton Junior Posse, which is now the Compton Junior Equestrians, and she put me into that program. From that program, I rode more and more, and I started to come to the Monday classes and then to competitions, and then years later, here I am.
I love that. So what age were you? Were you about 9 years old when all this first
Yeah,
started for you? Okay.
yeah.
And you mentioned the Compton Junior Posse program.
Hmm.
So for those who don't know, can you explain what that is and what they do and how they are involved in the community with horseback riding and all of that good stuff?
Totally. So the Compton Equestrians, which is kind of under the umbrella company of Compton Cowboys, is an organization which allows kids to come and ride in Compton. It helps kids learn how to ride, learning social skills, learning responsibility, just learning how to care for another animal, and developing just a bunch of skills that are really vital for life. And I really enjoy that program because that's one where I started, but also it is a place where a lot of kids of color have been able to learn how to ride and start riding. And from there, that organization has just flourished. And now we have a multitude of kids who can compete and are able to ride and take care of horses, which is quite beautiful.
So talk to me about when you're riding. What does that feel like? I can't imagine, for me, I grew up in Alaska. So
Mm.
seeing this now and seeing it through your lens and being a part of following your journey, it seems so amazing. So take me what it's like on a typical day when you're riding with your horse. I believe his name is Ninja.
Yes.
What's that relationship like and what's that riding experience like for you?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would like to say it's the equivalent of flying. It's in the best way possible. You are connected, like at the heart, at the soul, with another creature, and that bond is so cool and so strong. It's truly indescribable unless you are truly riding yourself. And with that bond, you're able to do so many things. And to me, my animal, he's my best friend. He's incredible. He's taken me so far, and it's just done so much for me. And that feeling of riding is euphoric. I truly enjoy it.
It's interesting because most people, when you think of bonding or having an unconditional love, they think of dogs or cats or, some sort of animal like that. But you actually have that with your horse. Was that love at first sight? How did that come about?
Oh my gosh, I hated him at first. He was my least favorite animal. We started on a bad note. Oh my gosh, he was actually a donation to Come to Your Questions, which is lovely, and he's incredible now. But when he started, he was really skinny and he didn't really know what he was doing. He was a little scared, and I was a little scared because I couldn't ride, and he was a big horse, and I was tiny, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. So at first, I was really scared of him. And when I got on one of our first rides just went terribly. Oh my gosh, it was a little horrific for my mom to watch and for my trainer to see and for me to be on the horse. But over time, little by little, I got to ride him more and more and get to learn him better. He learned me a lot, and throughout the years, we have truly grown to be like truly a perfect pair. Like at first, it turned out I really thought he wasn't going to be the horse for me. But as we learn each other and learn how to kind of agree with each other and what each other likes, it blends into a beautiful fusion of rider horse, like, oh my gosh, symbiosis in a way.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit more about that first ride. Was it that he just you guys had to get the feel for each other? Did he buck? Did he not want you on top? Like, what was that like? What did he do that made that experience so horrible for you?
Well, at first, my trainer wouldn't actually let me get on him because he was just so new. He was really new to the environment. He was a little nervous, a little scared. And for me, a young rider, it would be an unsafe experience. But I was persistent and I'm very stubborn and I like a good challenge. So I always ask, hey, can I just hop on this horse? Hey, can I try him out? Hey, I can fix him. I can do it. I could not fix him that easily. And this was around, oh my gosh, I think I was around 13, 14 ish. So still fairly new to riding. And once I got on, I don't, how am I going to explain this? So when they're trotting, it's like, as I feel like you guys all know what a trot would be. It's like their light jog. And with their light jog, it should feel really smooth. He was the bounciest animal I have ever sat on. It's like you're just driving over like a multitude of speed bumps at once. It was insane. And I didn't think I could stay on him. He wasn't really bucking, but I was kind of pulling a little bit and the whole ride just felt very jerky. So for me, it wasn't a smooth ride. I wasn't happy with it. And that's where it was like, oh my gosh, if this is how you're always going to be, I'm not sure I really like it. But then my trainer said, get back on, keep riding him, keep riding. And it got better over time. And he started to calm down and relax. I started to calm down and relax. And slowly but surely, that trot became so smooth. And now that I'm riding him, I can sit on him bareback and just trot for hours without falling off. I can lay down on his back. I can hug him from his neck. I'm perfectly balanced on this horse.
You wrote something that I just thought was so amazing, and I don't want to mess it up, so I'm going to read it exactly because for me it was just so powerful. You wrote, I see advantages and disadvantage. I think it builds character. While those I compete against in this very expensive sport often have multiple horses, groomers, top notch equipment, and travel to different states to compete in, it's just me, my trainer, and my one beloved horse competing at local shows and surrounding areas. Zoe, talk to me a little bit about that for a minute because you are competing with big names who have a lot of money. Did that ever intimidate you or does it make you push even harder?
I would say it makes me push even harder for me because
Mhm.
I only am able to ride that one horse and really get to have that strong bond. I focus all my time and energy into this one horse and that ride, which makes our bond incredible. For me, I've noticed I've been able to do such tight turns and make risky moves just because I know him that well and he knows me that well and I know what we are capable of doing together. I would say when it comes to being in these sort of spaces, I'm able to thrive a little bit more because I know what I am capable of with this one animal. While others, they might have multiple, which is incredible, which I would love to be able to do at some point. It can kind of make that relationship a little muddy because all of your experiences and skills can tend to merge into one and kind of that like average ride could just not be enough for one horse and maybe too much for another. So having that one experience and that one really strong bond is really, really vital.
So that one strong bond, just having that one horse made you guys so close. It makes you just connect on a different level. I know you also you personally help feed and take care of your horse. Does that help with your bond and strengthening that connection that you guys have?
Oh, definitely. Every show, I am sitting in his stall, doing my own thing, and just kind of chilling with him. I think he is so comfortable with me because now he's able to just lay down in his stall. I would lay down on him, and he does not care, which is like, oh my gosh, you trust me enough to like be in your space. I love this. And it wasn't always like that. For a minute, he actually would not let me stay in a stall for more than like 5 minutes without getting like a little irritated with my presence. But now he's like, she's already here. Oh well, I love it. And that experience has really made me realize how long and how far we have come in this journey together.
Talk to me about some of the competitions that you've entered with your horse. Take me back to the first one that you did and how well you did, and what inspired you to keep going to the next one.
Mm. I have a fun story about that. One of
Yes.
my it wasn't my first competition, but it was the first, or actually it was a competition right before we decided, yes, this is the horse that I'm going to keep. And we were at Hanson Dam, which is a local show for me. And every single class we went into, we won. No matter what I did, every risky turn, as fast as I was. And there was some great riders in there as well. I was so impressed with the competition, and I'm so impressed with my horse for coming out on top. I mean, heck, I didn't really have to do much because he is just naturally that speedy. But
Yeah.
he trusted me enough in all my random decisions that honestly could be a little dangerous. But he trusted me enough to do him, and that ultimately helped us win the class. And for that 3 day week, or for that 3 day weekend, I won every single class I went into, and that was when I
Um,
was like, you're the one. We're gonna keep going. This is the horse."
So that was the deciding moment right there that weekend, that you knew that this was your horse and this is what you were going to stick with Ninja. And so since then, after that competition, then you moved on to the next one. And talk to me a little bit about the just the progression with the horse and being able to continuously bond and just the two of you having that, no matter what, win or lose, we had a good day today. Is that sometimes how you feel when you're riding?
Definitely. I always, whenever I go into an arena, I always just say, we're doing it for fun. And that's how I
Yeah.
start my day. That's how I start my classes. I have to remember, it's literally just a game. It's just a ride. And there'll be so many more after this, no matter what I do. If I win, if I lose, if I fall, if I stay on, it's all for fun. And that's why I really stick with the sport, because I love it and it's fun. And my horse understands. It's just for fun. And we're doing this as if it was any other day.
I love that attitude. I think that attitude is just, amazing. It's literally just for fun, no matter what, win, lose, or draw. We're here just to have fun. That's such a great spirit to have about the sport.
Thank
I
you.
want to talk a little bit about participating in a sport where everyone may not look like you. I know
Mhm.
that's, not for us, the elephant in the room, but I mean, this sport, we rarely see Black women participating in it. How does that make you feel? Was that something that you noticed right away, or is it just something that just happens to be a fact that you really don't pay attention to?
As of now, it's kind of a fact I don't really pay attention to. I've always found my group of people that I feel the most comfortable with, and I've always felt really comfortable in the space that I am, because everyone actually is fairly accepting. It doesn't feel like they truly look at your skin tone whenever you're going to a ride, but they definitely will see the rider that you are and who you are in that ring. So for me, whenever I'm truly looking at the space that I'm in, I can look around and see there's just going to be a bunch of white girls there, and this is who I'm competing against. But I never let it truly affect me in any way. And they've never held it against me in any type of way, which I found to be just really great about this sport. There has been times where, for me personally, if I go into a certain arena, which is the equitation arena,
Mhm.
some judges have actually penalized me for my hair, which, because I mean, right now it's short, but usually I have really long braids. That's my thing, and it can't fit in a helmet like everyone else's hair usually can. So I usually put it in a low bun or have it in a ponytail. And I've been penalized before for having my hair be unkept or just not tidy enough. And that's the only situations where I've seen something has really stood out, because heck, my hair's in a bun. Why can't my hair be in a bun? My hair's in a ponytail. Everyone else's hair is in a ponytail. Why does it matter that mine's in braids? So for those situations, I've learned to let it roll off my back. And this is why I do jumpers. I'm not judged on my appearance or what I'm doing. It's more about the ride that I have and how well I can execute a chorus.
That's very interesting. Wow. So, I think we hear that in a lot of sports. I've covered a lot of different events where wrestlers have been asked to cut their hair if they're going to wrestle. Just different sorts of things. How did that make you feel and how old were you at the time? And how were you able just to shake that off and not let that affect your game as you were getting ready to compete?
Hmm. It actually takes a little bit of time for me to shake things off. It can sit with me during my round. If I hear it from a mom or if I hear it from a judge, it's something that can always kind of stick, but I try my best not to let it affect my performance. because I'm doing it for fun. Why should I let anything that affects me negatively affect my fun? And for that, I just put it behind me. I leave it in the back of my mind and try my best not to think about it. And eventually it goes away. I take a deep breath and I remember, heck, I have my friends, I have my family, I have the greatest support team possible, I have my horse. I don't need anyone else besides that. And that's what keeps me really grounded and happy in the sport.
Let's talk about your support team. Let's talk about your parents, and I'm sure they're just shocked that, like you said, when you first started this, your mom put you in this camp because it was just convenient, and now look at where you are. What is their reaction to what this has turned into for you?
Oh my gosh. They are very supportive and very happy with me. Every accomplishment, win or lose, they're proud of me, and I really enjoy and really are happy that I have parents that support me in such a way. I mean, the sport is a little expensive, so I can tell that they're like, Zoe, why did you choose this sport out of every single sport I put you in? Um, but because it's the one that stuck with me the best, they support me fully, and I absolutely love that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Um, Great parenting, mom and dad. Just and sometimes I think that's just kind of how it happens. You fall into something and it becomes the greatest experience of your life, and here you are, just thriving in it. So, speaking of thriving in the sport, talk to me about some of your role models in this sport. Who are some of the people that you look up to?
Ooh, I actually look up to quite a lot. I look up to Mavis Spencer. She's an incredible rider. She's also a woman of color, and she's been able to mentor me a little bit. I just absolutely love her. She's an incredible person, an incredible rider. Will Simpson, who actually was able to train me for a little bit at my beginning and still now, I look up to him immensely. He's an incredible gold medalist in the Olympics. He is just a phenomenal person and an extraordinarily great rider. There's also Jessica Springsteen, who is just, I love her so much. I had the great opportunity of working with her in a clinic recently, with West Palms events and Compton Cowboys, kind of did a little collaboration and was able to get her out here with her very busy schedule, I saw. And she was able to teach the group of us just a little bit about her and how she rides and how she likes to warm up and go into classes. And I just, she's incredible. She's a silver medalist, and she was just the best person to talk to and learn from. I loved her.
you know, Someone one day was going to ask another little black girl this same question, and Zoe, they may say your name. Just the thought of that, what does that feel like for you? Because you are breaking barriers and setting trails in your own right. And I know that someday someone else is going to be interviewed and they're going to say, Zoe Brogdon, she was a trailblazer and she did so many great things in that sport. So to just even think about that for a minute, someone saying your name, how does that make you feel?
It doesn't even feel real. For me, I'm just another person on the
Yeah,
street doing whatever they want to do and just having fun at it. And just to think that I'm doing something more than even I can perceive is
yeah,
just, it's surreal to me. It's completely surreal.
yeah. It's coming. I mean, this sport is, not something that we often see people who look like you and me in. And so, just unbeknownst to you, you're not setting out to do it. You're just following your dreams and your passion, but you're inspiring so many other people to do the same. And that is commendable. So, I am in awe of that. So I'm sure that there are other people, other little girls and boys that are going to be like, I can do this because they saw you do it. So,
I hope so.
take that with you wherever you go, but that you're definitely setting trails.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very happy.
Okay, so yes, of course. So shifting gears just a little bit, I know that you were recently featured in Sports Illustrated. How was that? And that's so huge. Talk to me about that a little bit.
Oh my gosh, that wasn't real to me. That was incredible. The whole process of it was so cool. I loved filming, and everything about it was just truly the best experience. Sorry about
That's
that.
okay. That's
And
okay. Go ahead.
for me, Sports Illustrated, that's one of my biggest accomplishments by far. And the entire idea of it was just incredible. I love that they were able to film me and highlight another Black voice, and to be the first Black equestrian on the site is just like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it. I'm doing something really cool. And all my friends are like, Zoe did this, Zoe did that. And I'm like, Stop it. Maybe I did. And I am just so happy about that. It is really one of the coolest experiences.
Absolutely. I mean, come on. Sports Illustrated is just the epitome of, sports magazines. And to be highlighted, I watched the video, I saw the interview. It seemed like they interviewed you in your element. It looked like a horse stable. Is that where the interview took place?
Yes.
And they talked to you a little bit about like what it was like, and all your plans and your dreams going forward. Is that something that when you found out that you were going to be interviewed for them, what was the first thought that came to your mind?
I mean, truthfully, I thought swimsuit models, and I was like, I am no swimsuit model. I don't know why you're choosing me. It felt like, really, me? This is what I'm doing?
Mhm,
And at first I was like, not sure this is what I want to do. But then my dad was
mhm.
like, no, that's not the plan. You're one, a minor, and two, that's not letting you do that in your life. And I'm like, yeah, touche. And then he
Yes.
explained to me what the whole ordeal was. I was like, oh, they're just like highlighting me? Okay. And for that, that was just so cool and really interesting. The whole process of figuring out, like, okay, this is the time we're going to meet, this is what we're going to do. They let me talk about some of my other passions as well, such as fashion and art, which is incredible. I love that they didn't make me seem very one dimensional with the horse stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I love equestrian, and it is a big part of my life. But for when it comes to a lot of highlighting like Black voices, they tend to just focus on their singular passion or the one thing that really made them blow up. And I love that we can give them like multiple spotlights on everything that they do, and I find that to be incredible.
Yeah, because we are so multidimensional, as you just said. There's so many things that we're interested in. You're 17 years old. I know that you are a junior in high school. School is almost over, so I'm pretty sure you're
Yeah.
looking forward to that. But talk to me a little bit about what are some of your other interests? I know that you just said you love fashion, you love arts. What else? What do you like to do with your friends? Like, what does a typical day after school for Zoe look like?
Oh my gosh. No day is ever typical for me. I always try to figure out a way to do something, go somewhere, do something. I am a big extrovert, so I love to be outside. And any given
Mhm.
chance that I get to either go like on a walk with my friends, hang out with them. Oh, you want to do something? Sure, let's go to the beach today. Anything that I'm able to just be creative or just explore, I am so into. And that also ties back into my horse riding. I love trail rides and hanging out with my horse no matter what I do. After ride, I am off for the next 45 minutes and you guys will see me later. Because I just love the idea of exploring and doing my own thing and just chilling out. I love that.
Do you feel, I would imagine that this schedule of training and getting ready to compete is, really busy, jam packed, kind of grueling. Do you feel like you have a nice balance between friends, school, and training?
Definitely. Sometimes it does get a little hard though when competition time rolls around and then those that weekend is fully booked out. But I've never felt like it can be a big constraint because then I have horse friends that I can go always hang out with. I have my two girls, Adrena and Morgan, that come to shows with me, and then I'm able to just go around and go see whoever's here and hang out. So I never feel like I'm truly alone and stuck in one space. I'm always really happy where I can end up.
So, what are you most looking forward to? I know I just said school is almost out, so this summer is coming up. What are you most looking forward to
Mm.
this summer?
I think just no more assignments. I'm so happy to be done with this year. As you said, I'm a junior, and that means we're getting a lot of college stuff coming on right now. We are starting our letter of recommendations from teachers. We're researching. We're going to colleges to just do like college tours and whatnot. And that's been very jam packed in my schedule, along top of my normal schoolwork and all the stuff that I have to do here. So when summer rolls along, I can relax just a little bit more. And I'm very excited to take that deep breath and walk out of school and say, I'm done. I'm done.
I can
And then for
imagine.
the
I
rest of
remember those days. Go ahead.
and then for the rest of the summer, it's just I do have a couple of programs that I'm going to, and then of course
Mhm.
riding. I have to. I love it. Um, and yeah, just hopefully just letting the summer take me where it takes me.
Yeah. Do you have any, speaking of college, do you have any plans? Is there like a list that you colleges that you want to attend? Do you plan to stay in state? How does that look going forward with competing?
I would love to ride in college. That's a big thing for me. I would love to either go to a college that has a D1 program for it or even a club. I would just love to be able to ride in college no matter what I do. To whereas I would love to go, I'm still researching a lot of places that I've really been interested in and all the places and what they've offered and what they're able to do. As I said before, I love to explore. So being on the East Coast would be really cool and a whole new environment that I'm really into.
I can imagine that being on the East Coast and just being at a D1 school and having, being able to go to college, but also that being part of your program at school, just meshing the two sounds like a dream for you. So you got to keep us posted on that.
Totally.
So I seeing all that you've accomplished and knowing what you know now, what advice would you give a young black girl who wants to be a Zoe?
Hmm. I would say don't be a Zoe, be a you, do whatever
Okay.
makes you happy, and have fun doing it. Just remember, you should have fun with whatever you like to do. It's not passion if you're not having fun doing it.
Well, what if I guess what I'm saying is, what if they want to, follow in your footsteps? Is there any advice that you would give them along the way that you learned that could help make their journey just a little bit easier?
What would I say? Wherever you end up, always try to find a way to be happy doing it. And whatever you want to do, always find the love from within to make it the best you can ever make it. Whatever that passion may take you or what you may do in your life, always just love what you do and have a passion for it. And that would be
Okay.
my biggest advice. Just love what you do.
Yeah, love with you what you do. That's important. I think, when you love what you do, it never feels like work. It always feels like, you're having fun, you're hanging out, and you're just doing what pushes you and what you enjoy the most. So that's really good
So
advice. So, I know that it's passion for you to see more black girls riding horses and making an impact in the sport. Why is that important to you?
I'd love to see a lot of diversity within sports. It's not only just black people can do it too. It's more along the lines of everyone can do it, and that would make just the whole world a better place if we can see a lot of diversity in literally every single field and every job and every sport and media, everything. Just being able to see a wide range of people and normalizing essentially different people
Yeah.
and different colors of people, different body types, different everything. Just normalize it. Make what you see in the world normal. And that would just truly make literally everything just so cool and so much better.
It would open it up to so many more people. But why do you think it's not normalized, or that it's not a sport that we often see ourselves in? Is it just we don't have access to it? It's not something that we think of. What are some of the barriers that you think come into play when why we don't see more black equestrians?
Totally. For one, the sport is a little exclusive, I will say. It is, I would say, fairly expensive to begin with. To continue with the sport, too, finding kind of an outlet to start it is very difficult. Like I said earlier, my mom had to really research to kind of find a space that she thinks I would feel the most comfortable and welcomed in, because she didn't want to put me in a space that I would feel really judged in or as a beginner rider just really like pushed away from it, if anything. So to find these spaces such as the Compton Cowboys and Compton Equestrians was really like striking gold because that set me on the perfect path to, hey, I see more people like me doing what I would like to do. I feel very comfortable here. And so to find that comfort is the most important thing.
And how did you meet up with your trainer? What was that like? Was it a recommendation, or how did that relationship come into play?
Totally. My trainer actually worked at the Compton Junior Equestrians when I was starting there. So she's seen my entire riding career from very, very humble beginnings to what I've been able to accomplish now. She has done so much for me and she's really formed me into the great rider I am.
I love that. I love that. And what I wanted to quickly speak about, because I know that you were featured in Beyonce's Oscar opening. What was that like? That is so huge.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool to me. I've actually been in two Beyonce videos now, which is like, okay, wait a minute, I've done something,
Yeah.
and just the whole experience was incredible. I for one, actually didn't know who the artist was until the day of.
Oh,
The Compton Cowboys offered to some of the writers, "Hey, would you like to be in a music video?" I was like, "Yeah, duh, why not?" Um, and when I got done set, they dressed us, put makeup on, did our hair, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." We all look like giant tennis balls because I was in neon green, and they're like, "Cool, go stand next to the horses and walk with them." I was like, "Sick." And then the two co-stars for King Richard came out, and I was like, "Are those girls from King Richard?" And I had my little fangirl moment for a second. I was like, "Hi, I'm Zoe. Lovely to meet you." And internally, I'm screaming because I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm just meeting like two movie stars right now." From there, we walked with them, we did our scenes, we did our shots, and then right at the end, right when like we're sitting down and just chilling, I'm actually eating like a bag of Cheetos. My face is like full of like Cheetos and Cheeto dust, and I just look to my right and I just see Beyonce there, and I'm like, "Huh, Beyonce?"
what? What?
She gives me a little wave, and my face is full of Cheetos, so I'm embarrassing myself in front of the queen. I do my wave back, and I like turn to my friend. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Beyonce's right there! Oh my god!" And that's what it is. Oh, this is Beyonce's video. Oh,
Wow.
okay. And just I was screaming. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm leading a Beyonce video!" It was so surreal. And then after we saw her, they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna be in her Oscar performance." I was like, "I'm gonna be on the Oscars, huh?" So I had my 5 seconds of fame there, and that was just so cool. And oh my gosh, I have that like videotaped. I have like me reacting to seeing it on screen for the first time. All of it was just so cool.
That is so amazing. And I know you just mentioned that you were in another one because you were in the video Daddy's Lessons
Daddy
in the limited
lessons,
album, right?
yes.
And how did that come to be? Because that's also super cool.
Definitely. I was a little bit younger at the time. It was still towards the start of my writing career. And again, they asked the content questions, "Hey, would you
Mhm.
have some writers that you would like to be in this video?" They asked everyone, and I was like, "Sure, why not? Let's do it. That would be great." They had me write a little bit. They actually had me like fake shoot a gun for the first time. And man, those things are heavy. Oh my gosh. It was like a shotgun because they were in the middle of Texas, and it was supposed to be like a whole scene where her dad was teaching her how to shoot for the first time. Very interesting. I was terrified, but that whole experience was so cool. And I just truly loved everything about it. And yeah, that
Yeah.
I'm so happy that she actually incorporates writing into her videos and allowing Black writers to really have a space, which is so lovely.
Yes, it is. That is so amazing. There's so much that you've done in 17 years, just so much more that you are going to do. As we wrap up, tell me where you see your future. Where do you see yourself going? What's your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal is to be a Grand Prix rider. At the moment, I've only done one Grand Prix, which is like a mini Grand Prix, which was incredible. I actually did that on Halloween and I won the competition, which was like, oh my gosh, I won my first Grand Prix. And that was really cool. But I hope to be able to do more of that and grow to be really a top level rider. That would be my ultimate goal.
Your ultimate goal. Well, that sounds like the ultimate goal to get to. Zoe Brogdon, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I am in awe of you. I know the sky is the limit for you, and you have accomplished so much. And like I said, I can't wait to see where you go within the next 17 years of your life and beyond.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.